CNN Newsroom with Lynda, Kinkade.
We begin in Kazakhstan, where the government now says it's in full control of all of its buildings in the city of Almaty. Those buildings were stormed by protesters during massive anti-government rallies this week. State media says 26, quote, armed criminals were killed along with 18 security forces during the unrest. More than 700 law enforcement officials were injured and 3,000 protesters were reportedly detained. Well, more violent clashes broke out Thursday with security forces firing on protesters, according to a Russian state news agency. Meanwhile, Moscow now has boots on the ground in Kazakhstan with what's being described as a peacekeeping force from an alliance of former Soviet states. The group says its mission will be short and limited in scope. But the US says it will keep a close eye on what the troops will do in Kazakhstan.
The United States and, frankly, the world will be watching for any violations of human rights. We will also be watching for any actions that may lay the predicate for the seizure of Kazakh institutions. We certainly hope it does not come to that. We will be watching very closely.
Well, our Nina dos Santos is keeping an eye on the developments in Kazakhstan and joins us now from London. Good to have you with us, Nina. So Russian troops are now in the country at the request of the president, who has resigned. And already we're seeing these protests have turned deadly, both for protesters and police.
Yeah, it's very unclear where Kazakhstan goes from here, largely because it's unclear at this point, Lynda, what exactly the scope of that Russian-led mission of this CSTO, the Security Collective of post-Soviet states that includes two autocracies, one of them being, of course, Belarus, and the lion's share of those troops coming from Russia, coming at a time when, of course, Vladimir Putin has been very vocal, particularly in places like Ukraine, where troops have been building up there, about wanting to reimpose this post-Soviet sphere of influence for Russia. So this is why people are really concerned. Kazakhstan isn't quite Ukraine, but it is a very important country that lies on the fault lines between, if you like, Russia to the north, but also China to its east as well. And it is a very big country, it's a very energy-rich country, and so this could be crucial. So in terms of the latest figures, we've seen these alarming pictures coming from Almaty, which is the former capital city, the largest agglomeration in Kazakhstan, where people have been taking to the streets for about a week already. 24 protesters, according to the Interior Ministry, are known to have lost their lives. The real figures, some people say, could be much, much higher than that. Thousands arrested and also hundreds injured, but the security forces themselves have also suffered casualties too. The question for Kazakhstan is whether or not at this point the fact that they've invited in these Russian troops and troops from other countries is going to be affecting their long-term sovereignty and their ability to govern themselves at a time when, as I said, this is an energy-rich country. It is a country that has only really known, up until the current relatively new president Tokayev, one leader, and that was Nursultan Nazarbayev, for decades. Will Kazakhstan here at this point manage to, will these protests manage to turn into something more long-term, or will these Russian troops signal, as I was saying before, an issue for sovereignty for Kazakhstan further down the line, and of course more concerns about potential abuses of power in the short term?
Yeah, certainly some serious questions over how that will play out with Russian troops on the ground there. Nina, you've been to Kazakhstan on several occasions. Give us some perspective on the issues at stake, because this started over a protest over a fuel hike, but protesters have a long list of grievances.
Yes, they do, and they haven't really had many ways of airing those grievances apart from on the streets. And this is what you hear time and time again from academics who cover Kazakhstan. They'll say, well, look, the attempt to try and create some civil society institutions and activist groups and so on and so forth in Kazakhstan has been resilient, but they don't really have much of an opportunity to protest apart from on the streets. It appears as though what we're seeing is two sort of collective groups on the streets there. you have, on the one hand, people who really have taken to the streets because they have nothing to lose at this point. The cost of living in Kazakhstan has been rising for quite some time, but really what has inflamed tensions here is removing subsidies on fuel prices on Sunday that caused the energy price for people to fuel their cars to absolutely spike. That's added to another litany of complaints that people have. And really also another issue that Kazakhs have been aggrieved about for many years, Lynda, has been corruption. So the question is, will these protests lead to something further changes in terms of that? And also, could previous governments have done more to listen to those concerns so it didn't have to get to this point? Lynda?
Yeah, exactly. Nina dos Santos, great perspective from you. Thanks so much for joining us from London. And we will dig deeper into the situation in Kazakhstan in about half an hour when an expert on post-Soviet politics in the region will join me live.